So they'll be calling you a radical, so fuck, wait till you hear this one. U.S. World News Report today. The fucking insanity goes in earnest. So you know the last crowning jewel of the teabagger Congress, 2010 to 2018, the most insane Congress in human fucking, well, in America Vespucci fucking history, was they can't get anything done. They passed a federal law, spent, I mean, how much money you think was fucking spent on lobbyists, fucking everything to get this law through? To fucking kill sea lions, to save the salmon. Now stay with me, this is important, this is the corruption, this historic fucking incredible fucking corruption that is going on. So, under the new restrictions, they've started killing again. So they've killed 6. Now, U.S. World Report's reporting they've killed 10. Good catch, Kev. So, now stay with me. So I'll post some links all over of the record returns they're bragging about. They're bragging about record returns in 2015. Broke the all-time record in 2013, first time over 1 million on the Columbia since 1928, been since keeping records. So now, record returns 2014, record returns in 2015. Chinook salmon go to sea for 5 years. Now stay with me, 5 years. On average, they go up to 8, 5 years. They can grow up to be 100 pounds. So stay with me. I'll go nice and slow. The smoking gun of Fukushima. Can't be the dead tide pools that all collapsed post-Fukushima. The dead fucking trees all collapsed post-Fukushima. The sardines and anchovies post-Fukushima collapsed 99%. Can't be that. Orcas, what? Slow down, Kev. So, record returns. Now, we have what we call escapement. That's how many little fries, little smolts, swim downriver and get into the ocean. Chinook salmon live in the Pacific Ocean. They only come home to die and to be born. I mean, that's the only time they're in the ocean. River. The Columbia River is the biggest by far. 2.5 miles wide. Fucking greatest hallowed fucking biggest drainage on earth. The Pacific Ocean salmon, that's where they come. Now I love how they tag these. These are California sea lions. California, really, California. But these sea lions are not Cal. They spend most of their time in Oregon, at the mouth of the Columbia River, feeding on Chinook salmon, just like the orcas. Orcas, killer whales, are the only whales who eat Chinook salmon. Other whales, gray whales that are starving to death, they're plankton feeders, krill feeders. So are blues. So, I've been saying that in Monterey Bay, because I do the work, the marine biologist in the desert of Utah, I'm down there, I work it. I've been reporting since 2016 that orcas were showing up in Monterey Bay, eating starving to death grays, and that grays were giving birth in Monterey Bay. What? Which I've been reporting that since actually 2015, the grays giving birth. Nobody believed me. Oh, no. There's a couple orcas that have showed up, that's all. And these orcas that have showed up, they're from Alaska. They're not from the southern pod, which I just called the guy up there that counts and keeps track of the southern pod, which is collapsing. They're all starving to death. We're down to what, 72? I just emailed him and says, what the fuck's the matter? You can't count to 72? You don't have enough fucking toes and fingers? So now Kevin Blanch's work's been verified that not only 2, 3, 35. Half of the southern pod fucking orcas are in Monterey Bay. Half. How do you lose track of half? This is all these people do, is count all day, every day. Okay. So everybody laughed at me. Ha, tide pools ain't dead. Oh, what? They are dead. Ha, Sajah. Oh, they are dead. I mean, so we have record returns in 2015. This Fukushima thing, no, wait till 2016. Kevin Blanch, let's go over the numbers for the umpteenth to a gazillion time. You record this in history. Kevin Blanch. NOAA, ODFW, WFW's models are very, very right. They're so accurate, it's unbelievable. The model, they've had years to do it. They use buoys. So the buoys They're accurate. In 2015, they forecasted 1.378 million returns. They got 1.37 million. These are Chinook. I think they got a total of 2.2 million salmon. But Chinook, we're concentrating on the Chinook because they're the biggest, the strongest, the most thumbprint of Fukushima. Which, by the way, says, oh, they've never been tested. We don't know that. Yes, they have. And they are cesium, iodine, fucking strontium are all in these fish. It's been widely reported. You just don't want to hear the fucking truth. By the way, it's plutonium. So, 2016, they're forecasting 1.7 million. I'm like, no. Kevin Blanche, the marine biologist, forecasts 680,000. Whoops, they come in at 688,000. What? Scientists are mystified, they're baffled, they're puzzled, they're stumped, they're perplexed. I mean, with every other freaking adjective, fucking verb, fucking noun, fucking action they can fucking dream of. They've embedded it. So, okay, just some weird aberration. 2017 comes around. Kevin Blanche sets his target, my hypothesis, my projection of 480,000. They set theirs at 2.3 million based on their escapement. Record escapements 5 years earlier. Average go to sea for 5 years. They came in at 488,000. Kevin Blanche is dead on again. They missed by what? Well, we're mystified, we're puzzled, we're stumped, we're perplexed, we're fucking, we can't, the trend ain't our friend, we don't know. We're mystified. We're bewildered. I'm not bewildered. So 2018 comes along. 2 in a row ain't no record. Kevin Blanche sets his projections at 333,000. They set their projections at 2.7 million. That's right, 2.7. What? They came in at 335,000. How is that possible? Kevin Blanche is this deadly inaccurate. That's 2018. Then they start to come into panic mode. 2019, Kevin Blanche sets his projections at 220,000. I lowered it to 180,000. I set my projection clear back in December when I was at Monterey Bay, right there in Pacific Grove where these orcas are killing gray whales. And you can go play back the tape all over these videos right here. I'm standing, I spent the whole winter in Monterey, in San Diego, up and down the coast, Orange County, freaking San Diego County, Los Angeles County, fucking, up and down the coast, into the Central Coast, Monterey, tide pool jumping, showing you that the tide pools have not come back, they've collapsed, the starfish are dead, the purple urchins, which should be carpet, are freaking gone, they're freaking extinct, post-Fukushima. All coincidence, scientists are mystified, they're baffled, they're puzzled, they're stumped, they're perplexed on the tide pools. It's just the blob, it's just acidification, it's just wasting disease. I think that, well, something's wasted, and they're wasted on, I think, corn syrup, freaking something. So now they get through Congress, there's too many sea lions. So now Bill Monroe's reporting there's too many gray whales. As I said, you can play back the tape, watch these videos. I said, standing right there, it says the next shoe to drop will be starving to death gray whales. Play back the tape, Your Honor. You know, all of you watched it. You can verify it. It's out there for, God and everyone to see. So I've moved my number to 43 gray whales as of today. That's just the ones I know about. My hypothesis, the grays and the orcas in Monterey Bay eating them, drone footage shows too. My guess is they've probably gotten dozens, if not hundreds of them. They're starving to death. They've moved out. So the answer is to show, I guess the new answer will be to shoot and kill gray whales. Maybe we could call them the Navy. Like they did the USS Reagan, send them in. This is so fucking insane. This contemporary, the invasive species are fucking human beings. Selfish, me. Oh, they've always been there? No, indigenous people lived in fucking harmony with their ecology here for at least 13,000 years. It's this batch. The fucking European invaders, first they come for the buffalo. Why would they stop at the ocean? It's insane. Yet nobody it's unbelievable. Oh, we're testing for what? You don't even know what the fuck it is. It's never happened before. As I named plutonium. What's with the soup can on the head? Fucking overconsumption, fucking junkies. You can't figure that one out? It becomes as normal as occupying a Oregon bird refuge. What's he talking about? Orwellian on chemo. 1984 on fucking chemo. Fucking life on chemo, fucking kill the earth on chemo. The fucking Pacific Ocean has cancer. The Pacific Ocean has cancer. From the meltdowns at Fukushima, Japan, it took fucking Lake Barrett on 60 Minutes 2,950 days to tell you what Kevin Blanch told you in an hour. The Chernobyl documentary debuts on Sunday. I've got to see it. It's powerful stuff. I think it's going to change the world. But the Fukushima, you know, Kevin Blanch is the book, is the documentary. These fuckers. Now you think about the teabagger, the deader hell. Tax the future and give to my friends, the imperialists, the nuclear energy imperialists, as they're giving, Trump's giving fucking the people who behead 39 people in one fucking day. The Saudi kingdom, nuclear energy, more fucking new scale on the fucking getting down fucking in the spawning ground. Their answer is to fucking kill 10 fucking sea lions. You fucking took a fucking pea shooter. You took a fucking knife. You took a fucking gun to a nuclear fucking bomb fight. 3 of them going off. Where'd you sleep last night? Don't you lie to me. I slept in the dead fucking pines with the sun from Fukushima, Japan. Oh, it always fucking shines. I'm exhausted, but this work, I've got to stay on it. If you don't have me, you got nothing. You know, so from record returns in 2015 to this historic fucking collapse, as an old stats professor, as a finance guy, you know, we call that an outlier. By the way, the floor corruption, FLUR, the Nuclear Energy Crime Syndicate, right here, I'm in the belly of the beast. GG, bringing all death to life. They built the reactors at Fukushima, Japan. They cheated. The greatest cover-up in human history, the greatest catastrophe. So the Orcas have moved out. You know how historic that is? You know what a catastrophe that is to the Monterey fucking ecosystem, which they're reporting. Oh, the tsunami fish from Japan moved in. They hid that data. Kevin Blanchard, I report all this. I do all the biology work. Look, good PhDs, good science does this. First, you have to hypothesize. Einstein, I had a dream when I was 11, the intuitive mind. Oh, is the intuitive mind there to serve the logical fucking, to serve the deductive thinking mind? The conscious mind? No, Einstein, it's the opposite. I totally agree with him. The conscious mind should be serving the intuitive mind. My intuitive mind is all over this, has been from day one. First, you must hypothesize the knowledge, like Einstein hypothesized that light bent. Fucking Kevin Blanch hypothesized. Then you have to do the field work. I took my camera to fucking Cremeria. I took my camera, Campbell. What's he talking about? To fucking Oregon. To fucking the Coast Guy. Walked full of cancer fucking while dying. Did all this historic work while I'm fucking full of AML leukemia. Fucking jumping through tide pools with a failed organ valve. Cracked my head. Broke my fucking hand. Fucking hardcore, incredible work. I knew it had to get done because they fucking, I mean, if Google wants this video right here to have 4.8 million views, it'll have 4.8 million. If it wants it to have 722 videos, it'll have 722 views. So I'll post the video that Tim and I have of there. And this is so historic in timing right now because the Army Corps of Engineers has taken over the counting site in Oregon today. They went in, it's peak day. Peak day, they've reported 5 o'clock in the morning, everything, because I call them and keep their feet to the fire. They changed the number from 2,037 on the 1st of May to 2,400 on the 1st of May, and just under 2,500. Huh, what are they up to? And then this comes out in World News Report today. Huh, yeah, it's a catastrophe. It's an absolute collapse catastrophe. It's a smoking gun of Fukushima. But no, we must put, who's the untouchables? We have to protect the untouchables. Manafort, Flynn, Greg Craig, all fucking Mueller investigation, all roads lead to the nuclear energy. They all work for the floor, nuclear energy crime syndicate, freaking Chernobyl on Balco, fucking Fukushima on chemo. We have to protect the untouchables at all costs, right? Who's the untouchables? The nuclear energy crime syndicate. Fuck them. And fuck everybody who's fucking protecting them and gone after me. The media, the marine biologists, the fucking academics, you're a fraud. Fucking for Kevin reached into his fucking bag and I slung the fucking stone. I struck the nuclear fucking giant in his forehead. And the fucking nuclear fucking soup can, it embedded in the giant's forehead. And the giant fucking fell to the earth and radiated the earth for time. I didn't read the rest of the scripture. Sprayed his fucking head on a fucking stick. Stand tuned. What a story, you sick fuckers. You sick fuckers in America. Euthanasian 10 fucking kill sea lions, shoot sea lions. That's your answer. Sick fuckers. Sick fuckers. Sick fuckers. Now there's too many fucking gray whales. Yeah, like the ocean hasn't regulated itself for millions, if not billions of fucking years. The invasive species. Oh, we should have put up a wall fucking 500 years ago. Keep these European fucking invaders the fuck out. Talk about an invasive species. Indigenous people lived in harmony with their ecology for at least 13,000 fucking years on this fucking continent. Fucking very sad. Very fucking sad. Very sad. Stay tuned.